I know there've been talks about splitting the WNBA rights away from the NBA's in this round of negotiations. Has a decision been made on that? And if not, what are the factors that lead to that decision, whether it's reading the market or their choice or your choice? How does that decision get made?
Well, so ultimately it's a collective choice here between the NBA and the WNBA. And now, if you look at how those rights are distributed, we share a partner, of course, in the Disney company, but then there are some partners of the WNBA that are independent of the NBA. So I think what's going to happen is we're setting out in these discussions, discussing both NBA and WNBA. I mean, there's no doubt, I think, especially over enormous interest, most recently around women's college basketball and the growth in the WNBA over the last few years, that the interest is heightened from where it used to be. So that's wonderful to see. In the first instance, I think it's in the league's interest, to the extent we can do integrated deals and the NBA promotes into the WNBA season, the WNBA promotes into the NBA, and we can all talk about basketball. I think that's a positive thing. On the other hand, there may be unique channels for the WNBA that make particular sense. There's women's sports networks, other things that may bring particular attention, which could be complementary to the coverage that they would get through a traditional media partner that the NBA would be part of. And also it's a function to that earlier question of the marketplace as well. I mean, my sense is that just as a reminder, the NBA represents roughly 260 nights a year of programming. WNBA currently is about 60 nights. That could grow over time. And to the extent we can present ourselves as a year-round basketball product, that becomes increasingly important, I think, particularly to streaming platforms that are dealing with, potential churn. And I think it's also, I'll just end by saying, what I mentioned before in terms of what we can do with new technologies, AI, digital executions around our game. I think we're in the process at the league office, and when I say the league office, I mean the NBA and the WNBA, of investing heavily in developing an expertise around how to produce basketball and what the best ways are to present it. So presumably, by having these integrated deals, we can take advantage of that, of our expertise, of that technology, in finding, as Sabrina Ionescu said, at All-Star Game, basketball is basketball, shooters are shooters. At the end of the day, it's the game. And to the extent that we come up with ways that to better present the game, to do a better job engaging fans with an understanding of the game and what makes this player unique and what defense is really being played, and when people can go beyond, as sometimes happens with the commentators that make it clear it's much more than effort. It's like, why is this player being shut down? What is this offense? Presented in a way that makes it even that much more enticing to fans. There's real opportunities to scale there when you put the NBA and WNBA together.
And that was well put together by Adam Silver, mentioning the inventory for the WNBA. They have room to grow. They're only on for 60 nights. And I know a couple executives from the WNBA said that they were thinking about negotiating on their own terms, but sometimes, like a young child, even though they're able to walk and talk, they still need a mother's nurturing until they're fully ready to be on their own and grow properly. And the WNBA is like that. They still need the marketing dollars of the NBA, some of the expertise from all the proof of concepts as far as marketing, how to maximize stadium revenue, all these things. The NBA has over 40 to 50 to 60 years. Well, they have over 75 years of this type of data, this proof of concept. They could pass all these things on to the WNBA. And also they have an excess of cash. They could continue to use some of that to promote the WNBA, to put it in a position where they could be on for more than just 60 nights. There's still room to grow. It's not just about the next TV deal. It's about the next one. You got to be in position to continuously grow, add new inventory to streaming. We've seen Adam Silver just mention that, how a lot of stuff on streaming will eventually fall off, and the WNBA only having 60 nights should increase in every TV deal, thus increasing their revenue. So the optics were nice when some of the WNBA executives were saying, hey, we should negotiate our own television deal. But at the end of the day, nothing beats years of expertise and data and just spreadsheets that show proof of concept. This type of expertise, you would have to live as long as the NBA has existed. in bad times, good times, and times of growth, to have all this data and just proof of concept. So Adam Silver in that soliloquy put everything into proper perspective, and he's done a great job so far as commissioner in the NBA. A lot of fucking changes, man. The landscape is just, it's crazy ever since he took over, and he's adjusted well. And he's done a good job. But you guys definitely hit up the mailbag in the description below. Hit me up with your questions, and I'll feature it on the show. And until next time, you fellas stay safe. Peace.